Super Bowl 2025, Eagles stun Chiefs in blowout, denying Kansas City historic title three-peat. New Orleans, the Birds have slain the beast, prevented history in the process, and turned in one of the most dominant Super Bowl performances of all time. The Philadelphia Eagles throttled the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22 on Sunday in Super Bowl 59 at Caesars Superdome to deny the Chiefs becoming the NFL's first ever three-peat Super Bowl champions. The Eagles didn't let the Chiefs being on the brink of history, or the last Super Bowl between the teams 2 years ago, a 38-35 loss for Philadelphia, affect their performance. Philadelphia snatched the pen to write its own version of history and did the football equivalent of drawing on the Chiefs' forehead. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes ran for his life all game, and the Eagles' defense deserves the credit for making him jumpy from the start. Josh Sweat led the team with 2.5 sacks, and Milton Williams had 2. The team's 6 sacks were one off the Super Bowl record for most sacks in the game. Williams' strip sack of Mahomes in the fourth quarter, which he recovered, was the exclamation point on the commanding defensive effort. Mahomes had 2 touchdown passes in the final 3 minutes to make the game appear closer than it ever really was. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, aside from one ill-advised interception while facing a free blitzer, played with poise and finished 17 for 22 passing for 221 yards with 2 touchdowns to go with 1 rushing score. He was the game's leading rusher with 72 yards on the ground on 11 attempts. After the Eagles took over on downs late in the third quarter, he found Devonta Smith, for catches, 69 yards, on a go route down the seam for a 46-yard touchdown to make it 34-0. Running back Saquon Barkley, who set the all-time record for rushing yards in a season, including playoffs, during the game, did not unleash a breakout run as he'd done all postseason, sometimes multiple times in those games. He finished with 57 rushing yards on 25 carries, but caught a team-high 6 passes for 40 yards. It marked his first time since Week 15 of the regular season without more than 100 rushing yards in a game. The Chiefs went from the verge of cementing themselves as the team's most prolific dynasty to facing the prospect of becoming the first team to be shut out on the world's largest stage. Kansas City started 0-for-8 on third down, and Xavier Worthy caught the team's first touchdown to make it 34-6 with 34 seconds left in the third quarter. Down the field, Mahomes had nobody to throw to. Travis Kelce, for receptions, 39 yards, was a non-factor. His first catch came with 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter, and the game already decided. And the lack of rushing attack was one of several factors that allowed the Eagles' pass rushers to tee off on Mahomes all game. Mahomes showed up to the stadium Sunday wearing an Eagles shade of green. But it was the Eagles' defense who had him feeling green. Eagles rookie cornerback Cooper DeJean, celebrating his 22nd birthday Sunday, returned an interception, the first of his career, for a touchdown halfway through the second quarter to make it 17-0 after his Eagles teammates had sacked Mahomes on the previous 2 plays. 2 series later, Zach Bond intercepted Mahomes, feeling pressure again, over the middle to give the Eagles the ball back at the Kansas City 14-yard line with 1:45 left in the half. Hurts found a wide-open A.J. Brown for a 12-yard touchdown 2 plays later, and the blowout was in full force, 24-0, with 95 seconds remaining until halftime. Over the first 30 minutes, the Eagles completely suffocated the defending champs. The Chiefs had 1 first down, on their first drive, at halftime. With Mahomes sacked 3 times, Kansas City had 23 net yards of offense. Meanwhile, Philadelphia had 179 net yards and ran nearly twice as many plays, 39, 20, and held possession twice as long. The 24-point lead was the steepest margin at halftime in Super Bowl history.